Monsignor, and I am so thankful you are here today. I pray that I can help encourage you to feel, to love, to heal, and to help encourage you to view all of your experiences, your conversations, and interactions all through a lens of love. Hello, welcome. Happy stinkin' New Year. Thank you for being here today. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I am feeling so refreshed and so renewed after some time off to just be present and intentional with my family. And I cannot believe it is already January. I love the new year, and I think I get excited for the new year like sometime around November, December, just the anticipation. I love the renewed energy it brings, the motivation, the promise of new beginnings, the fresh slate, and if you are starting a new commitment this year, or maybe it is something you have tried before and never kept up with, let this be your year. 2024 is the year of getting back up. The year where you take the hits as they come because they will come, but you keep rising anyway. You already know that you are going to get to a point where you just don't want to, but what would happen if you accepted that feeling and did it anyway? What would it look like in 6 months if you kept up with it? How would you feel if you actually did the thing? What would it mean for your family if you started that thing you have always wanted to start? What would it mean for your family if you finally started therapy? If you actually stuck to working out and eating food that helped you feel good? What would it mean if you did the hard things even when you didn't feel like it? And how could this impact your life and the lives of those around you? Just take a moment to think about this. There's a reason why so many people in successful positions, or so many people who are happy, they make goals, they envision who they want to be, and they create habits and plans that help them get to be where they want to go. And I think it's something that you hear all the time, but there's a reason for that, because it just might work. So just picture yourself following through. Some personal goals for me are reading the Bible and staying consistent with yoga and journaling. Every year I have the same similar goals, and I just have not stayed with them, but they are things that will benefit my life and the life of my family for the better. So this is my year, and I really want this to be your year too. I am going to be intentional with focusing on how I feel after doing what I said I would do, and not on the resistance I feel before. Acknowledging that I don't want to do it, but being strong enough to do it anyways, and take a moment to soak in how I feel following, which is almost always good. I can't wait to follow up with you throughout the year. I can sit here and just feel how good it will feel when I follow through. My husband and I took some time to write down our personal goals, our career goals, our marriage goals, and parenting goals, because it can be hard to show up as this person when you haven't given yourself the steps to get there. And I really want to encourage you to make some parenting goals. Start with thinking about or writing down some things you are really good at. What are your strengths? What are some things or traits that you as a mom or dad have that you are really glad you have? What are the good things about you. What are your strengths in parenting? Write this down, focus on this, and after you have hyped yourself up, then let's get real. What do you struggle with? What areas do you need to grow in? You want to be a more patient mom, but what can you do each day to help you become that patient mom? You want to be more present, but what habits are you willing to give up or acquire to achieve this? You want to connect more with your child, but how does this look? You can make all of the goals you want, but if your habits are not aligned with your goals, then your goals will just stay a goal. You can't show up as the parent or the person you want to be if you don't even have an idea of who that person is. My biggest goal this year is to be able, at this time next year, to be able to look back and say, wow, I did the damn thing. I showed up when I didn't want to. I looked in the mirror when I didn't want to. I held myself accountable when I didn't want to. I did the things that others weren't willing to do so that I can be this person right here, right now, and a person that I just feel so good to be. And I feel good as the person that I am right now, but I feel like it is so powerful to just envision how it will feel to actually show up as the version of myself that I will be next year. I have been having so many conversations surrounding faith over fear, moving in a direction that you can't see what's ahead of you, and all you can do is put one foot in front of the other. Living blind and being fueled by faith that it will all work out in your good. Accepting that it won't all be rainbows and sunshine, but that the rainbow always comes after the rain, and the sun keeps rising even when the clouds block its ability to shine. How blessed are you that you have a chance to rise even though you have to get creative sometimes? How blessed are you that you get to choose how you react and respond to every situation? How blessed are you that you don't have to let the trials you have faced define you, that you get to allow the tribulations that are coming to refine you? I say you're blessed, and it's easy to feel blessed when all is good, but it's when you are able to remember you are blessed even when it's ugly, and it gets ugly for everyone. So don't allow yourself to get too caught up in someone else's good that you forget no two messes are the same. Everyone's mess looks differently, and some are better at hiding it. I want to talk about fear a little bit because it can be easy to get comfortable in the fear. And it breaks my heart when I think about how many people let the fear hold them back. When they let fear keep them at a job they hate or isolated from creating a community we need to thrive. Fear can be paralyzing and it keeps you complacent. I love the promise that the new year brings. I love that even though we don't get to choose what happens to us, we get to choose what we do with it. I love that we get the opportunity to redeem ourselves over and over. I love that I serve a God who answers prayers in unthinkable ways and challenges me to be someone I'm proud of. Something I have finally grasped this year is not feeling like I have to do all of the things or none of the things. And just because I don't accomplish a goal of mine this year doesn't mean it won't happen. Some goals we have to sit on until we are in the right season. This last year brought a lot of heartbreak, a lot of challenges, a lot of fear and not knowing, but it also brought a lot of unforeseen joy. A lot of feeling like this is what I am supposed to do and where I am supposed to be. and a lot of freedom. And if it has taught me anything, it's that I am strong enough to get through anything I go through. You might not have a say in the challenges you face, but you have a say in what you do with the aftermath. Something I really find rewarding is when I look back and I think of all of the challenges I have faced in recent years and how I have overcome those challenges. I like doing this because the next time I'm faced with something, I know I will get through it. It reminds me that I am strong, courageous, and capable of overcoming anything that comes my way. Also, take a moment to reflect on some answered prayers from this last year. How long was that something you prayed over? How did God surprise you in the way it was answered? I never want to take for granted the prayers I am living out, and this helps me while I wait for God to answer other prayers. Don't get so caught up in the should have, could haves. Don't let yourself stay complacent in the what ifs that aren't serving you. What if this was the year you chose faith over fear? What if this was the year you did the things you have been dreaming about? What if this was the year you held yourself accountable? What if this was the year you overcame whatever you let dictate your life? Let this be the year you look back on and you don't have any should haves or could haves because you did the things in spite of the fear, and when you failed, you see that as progress. Let this be the year you start seeing mistakes as opportunities to grow and not reasons to quit. Let this be the year you remember as the year you went for it. It took my husband over a year to find the courage to leave a comfortable and well-paying job and pursue a career with no promises other than the promise of choice. The choice to choose, the fear of this decision weighed so heavily on him, but he didn't allow that fear to hold him back. The fear was so strong, but the second his choice was made, he said it felt like a weight was lifted off of his shoulders. He felt free for the first time, and that was worth it. It took me over a year to finally start something that I spent the better half of the year convincing myself I wasn't qualified for. I realized just starting was the first step. Starting this podcast and accepting that it won't be perfect, but that I will learn as I go. I am so incredibly thankful for a God who doesn't call the qualified, but instead qualifies the called. I refuse to look back on this year without being able to say I tried, and I'm proud of myself for showing up. This is just a quick episode to get the ball rolling in the new year. I'm actually recording this episode in LA. We came here to see some friends, to go to the Chiefs game out here, and I am just thankful that I am pursuing a career that gives me the choice and the freedom to do what I love to do anywhere I am. So I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I just wanted to come on here and in closing today, I wanted to share this quote I love by C.S. Lewis. If you want to get warm, you must stand near the fire. If If you want to get wet, you must get into the water. If you want joy, power, peace, eternal life, you must get close to or even into the thing that